So here we go with this initial equation, and we have to find the value of x. So see 25 raised to the power of x minus 5x, 5 raised to the power of x minus 20 equals to 0. So how do we find the value of x? Okay, so since I see 5 here, and I see 25 here, so I could basically write 25 as 5 squared then all raised to the power of x minus 5x minus 20 equals to 0. Okay, so since this is 5x, I can make this also 5x inside the bracket. So now do I do it? I'll go with 5 to the power of x all squared minus 5x, 5 raised to the power of x minus 20 equals to 0. Now mind you, 2 times x will give you 2x, and x times 2 will also give you 2x. So I've not done anything magical about that. So now since I have 5x inside here and I have 5x, so they are common, I could say let p equals 5 raised to the power of x. And if p is equal to 5 raised to the power of x, then that means this becomes p. So I have p squared minus 5x, 5 raised to the power of x now becomes p, then minus 20 equals 0. So then we have to find the value of p. How to find the value of p? Then this is a quadratic equation. Then you have to solve by factorization method. So minus 20 multiplied by that. Okay, you know what? Let me just use the formula method so that we can get things easier. So the formula method is actually given by the formula p will be equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now in this case, what's the coefficient of p square? That's 1. Coefficient of p is also minus 1. So that means a is minus 1, this one, and b is also, a is 1, not minus 1. A is 1, then b is minus 1, that's coefficient of p, and then c is minus 20. So let's fix all of these values into this formula to get our p. So that means our p now becomes minus, what's our b? Our b is minus 1 into bracket minus 1 plus or minus square root of what's b? That's minus 1 squared then minus 4. What's our a? Our a is 1 into 1. What's our c? Our c is minus 20 all over 2a. What's our a? 1. Then we have p equals minus times minus is plus. That's 1 plus or minus square root of minus 1 squared is actually 1. Then I see minus times minus here. I see plus. Then I have 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 20 is actually 80. Divided by 2 times 1 is 2. So what I see is p equals 1 plus or minus square root of 81 over 2. And so I got 1 plus or minus square root of 81 is 9 divided by 2. Then p now becomes 1 plus 9 over 2, or 1 minus 9 over 2. So these are the values of p. So 1 plus p now becomes 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Or 1 minus 9 is minus 8. Divided by 2 is minus 4. So the value of p is 5 or minus 4. So let's recall from here that we said let p equals to 5 raised to the power of x. So recall that p is equals to the power of 5 raised to the power of x. So now let's use this when p equals to 5. So when p is equals to 5, so that you have 5 equals 5 to the power of x. And then 5 raised to the power 1 is 5. So I can basically just write this as 1. 5 raised to the power 1 is 5. So to get the value of my x, I could cancel out 5. So here, x is equals to 1. So when p equals to minus 4, so I would say that is minus 4 equals to 5 raised to the power of x, according to this. So, but this and this are not the same. So basically, this cannot be our answer. So we cancel out this. So basically, our answer is just x equals to 1. So here, x equals to 1. That's our answer. And so here we have 3 to the power of 2x plus 1 plus 3 to the power of x plus 2 equals to 12. So how do we deal with this? So from our knowledge about indices, the laws of indices, I could write this as 2x multiplied by 3 to the power of 1. Because multiplication, since they have the same base, multiplication will now become the positive, like plus addition of the 2 power, that we now get this. Okay. Then plus the same thing. I'm going to have 3 to the power of x multiplied by 3 to the power of 2. Such that when we do the law of indices, we're going to have 3 to the power of x plus 2. Then that's equals to 12. Then 3, I see 3. I could write this as 3. I see 3x here. So I could write this as 3x squared. 3 multiplied by 3 is like 3 raised to the power 1 is 3. Multiplied by 3 plus 3x multiplied by 3 squared is 9. And that's equals to 12. And so what I see is I see 3x and I see 3x. So I could say let p equals to 3x. So it's not only p that you can make that, but I just love using p. So you have 3 raised to the power of x is p. So you have p squared multiplied by 3 plus 3 raised to the power x becomes p plus p multiplied by 9 equals 12. Okay, so if that's the case, then I have 3p squared plus 9p. So I'm going to bring this 12 to this other side. It becomes minus 12 equals 0. Okay, since this is multiple of 3, 3, 3, so I could factor out 3 and say 3 into p squared plus 3p minus 4 equals to 0. So I divide both sides by 3. So 3 cancels out 3. And so I have p squared plus 3p minus 4 equals to 3 divided by 0 divided by 3 is 0. So how do you factorize this? So we could go through the formula method. So let's just do that. Now, from the formula, p will then be minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now in this case, a is equals to 1 because we have 1 here in the coefficient of p squared, plus, b is equal to 3, that's coefficient of p, and then c equals to minus 4. So put that into this equation. I get p becomes minus b, that's minus 3 plus or minus square root of 3 squared minus 4. What's our a? Our a is 1 into minus 4, and divided by 2a, that's 1. And so my p now becomes minus 3 plus or minus square root of 9 minus times minus becomes plus. And so I have 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 4 is 16. So I have 16 divided by 2 times 1 is 2. So I have p equals minus 3 plus or minus 16 plus 9 is actually 25 divided by 2. And so I have p becomes minus 3 plus or minus 3 plus or minus 5 divided by 2. So definitely p now becomes minus 3 plus 5 divided by 2, or becomes minus 3 minus 5 all divided by 2. So definitely coming here, our p now becomes minus 3 plus 5, that's 5 minus 3 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, or our p now becomes minus 3 minus 5 is minus 8 divided by 2, you have minus 4. So our p value is actually p equals to 1 or p equals to minus 4. So now we said that p equals to 1 or p equals to minus 4. So remember that p is equals to 3 raised to the power of x. So I have 1, that's p, equals 3 to the power of x. 3 raised to the power, what will give us 1? From my knowledge of indices, I know that 3 raised to the power 0 will give me 1, because anything raised to the power 0 is 1. So and I may have to make it in the same base. So 3 will have to cancel out 3. So basically x equals to 0 from here. And if you're doing it from p equals to minus 4 using this expression, I'm going to have minus 4 equals 3x. So there's no way we could actually resolve this. So basically I'll just assume that this is not my answer. So this is my only answer, x equals to 0.